55 miles an hour, still pushing, letting the clutch out. At 40 miles an hour, I'm going to pull away. 55. Turbo kicking in.
That 2003 CTS was the world's fastest Cadillac.
How you doing? My name is Jay Alvarez with Lund Cadillac Performance in Phoenix, Arizona. I'd like to show you our new project we're working on. This is our 2009 Cadillac CTS-V. This year we were running at the Bonneville Salt Flats starting at the September 17th through the 24th at the USFRA. The class we're running in this car is a B for the motor size and classification that we're running in, and production supercharged, because as you can see, this car is a production car with full interior.
The new CTS, the reason we put the coilover suspension on the car was, even though the car handles very well from the factory, we wanted to lower the stance of the car to keep the car more stable at high speeds. At high speeds, at over 191 miles an hour, this car does have downforce instead of lift. So we're pretty confident by just lowering the stance of this car, we're gonna have a great outcome.
We contacted Moon Eyes, and they made a disc that utilized the factory wheel. So when we went to Bonneville, we were able to put these spun aluminum discs that they custom made specifically for this car. So when we go to Bonneville, we had less wind drag. And when we go to the course, or if you happen to want to take the car to a different event or a different type of race event, we can remove it, which shows the factory forged wheel.
Continental actually contacted us and let us know that they had a tire that was rated well over 223 miles an hour that we were able to run at Bonneville, and it would actually be an application that would work using the factory forged wheel.
You know, to the side we have to run a safety switch that connects the battery in case there happens to be an unfortunate accident. Somebody would be able to come up and actually shut the power off manually if the driver happens to be unconscious. The parachutes mount to a box that we made out of aluminum that actually mounts to where the OE license plate goes, so it's non-invasive to the car. We're able to mount this aluminum plate with the parachutes where the license plate goes, and so when the parachutes are deployed, it comes from a mount that we located into the bumper system that'll actually slow the car down in case we need to pull it at high speed if the car happens to become unstable. And we made a new aluminum bumper to keep the weight down that actually mounts in the stock location where the bumper mounts, and we secured it to the subframe similar to a trailer hitch that would actually be able to withstand the force of the 4G pull. Also, if you notice here, we have a wheel, so the car can be pushed through the pits safely without anybody having to touch the car. We handmade the exhaust system, and in the exhaust tips here we handmade. We didn't want to use something just off the shelf. We didn't want to use a standard stainless tip that you would see that would be universal for every make and model of car out there. So what we did is we actually took a tubular oval mandrel bent tube. We took part of one tube of a round stainless tube and an oval tube, and we welded those together and made a dual-walled tip that would actually contour and match the shape of the rear bumper to kind of fit within the lines of the car. As far as the Southern California Timing Association, any car that goes over 200 miles an hour must have a a roof rail that follows parallel from the front of the roof line to the rear. And that's in case the car happens to get sideways at high speeds. It'll actually break the wind, so the car will stay stable and stay on the ground. You have to have some sort of fuel and power shutoff. We also have 2 different fire systems, which is one for the driver's compartment, a 10-pound bottle for the driver compartment, as well as a 5-pound for the engine compartment. We ran the roll cage to where it's hidden behind all the tent lines, behind all the A-pillars, to where the car appeared from the outside to be as stock as possible. Now, obviously at Bonneville, we have to run a race seat that's approved for the speeds that we're running, as well as for the class we're running. We chose to go with the Recaro seat because it is a factory seat that Cadillac is using in the new 2009 CTS-V. So we used Recaro, which we felt would match the car. We use a Han seat for the driver. It's a new seat that the Recaro came out with that will protect the driver in case of an unfortunate accident with a Stroud 7-point harness seat belt. We want the Cadillac of race cars. We wanted this car to be fully functional. I mean, this car literally has a full AC unit, full climate control, still works. You can still adjust passenger and driver side climate control. Radio still works. Navigation system still works. I mean, this is a full functioning Cadillac that can be driven every day, idle all day long, and still blow cold air.
Although the car does seem stock, we have made quite a few modifications to the motor and now produces almost 800 horsepower.
You know, this exhaust system we're going to build when this car does become available and hits the showrooms, but this one we made a little bit more aggressive than the standard exhaust you probably would see on the streets. We'll fire it up here and see what everybody thinks of it.
Well, that's some of the high points of our 2009 Cadillac CTS-V Bonneville race car. We hope you'll join us at the Bonneville Salt Flats for the World of Speed September 17th through the 20th and the World Finals October 8th through the 11th, where we will set another land speed record in this spectacular new Cadillac.